Let me know that we're good too once it starts. You sure we're Gucci, Abe? All right, we are back. We took a bathroom break, beauty break, whatever you want to call it. So we ended off. We ended with about your engagement and where you're getting married and all that good stuff. So we love that. Love that for you. And I'm gonna ask one quick thing, like for someone who wants to get a ring, what tips do you have for that? Is there any, or just when it's the time, it's time?
If they want to get a ring,
Yeah,
like get married.
Trying to get proposed to.
um, if you want to, I feel like it just happens naturally.
Okay.
You just obviously, mostly it's the girls that obvious because we have this fantasy of like getting married and how it's supposed. We have a way of how we want it to go, and it might not always happen that way. And I feel like, some people who are, especially if they've been dating for so long, you're just like waiting and you're like, is today the day, or like something special is gonna happen, or you go on a different date and you're like, oh, is today the day? But then you get, like get sad because it's not the day. But I feel like you shouldn't think about it. Like, of course, make it a fantasy because it should be as it should.
Yeah, and then
but
kind of manifesting it in the back of your mind.
Manifesting it. But like if it's maybe if it doesn't happen, like don't be sad. Like it's probably not the right person for you. So I wasn't trying to get married because I'm actually divorced. So like so with my baby daddy. So so we were married when we were super young, and then like that's probably like obviously it's a mistake because we're not together anymore. And like after that I was just like, well, I don't want to get married, especially like after that, like I don't want to go through that again. So I wasn't looking for it. You know what I mean?
Were you open to the idea of it? Because I was open. People don't ever want to get married.
Okay, see, I was open to the idea because I am kind of old school. Like I believe in marriage and I believe in like family and like all of that. So I would love to be married. So I still had that fantasy of getting married because when I did get married the first time, it was all like by court order, and like it was more of like I was 16 at the time. Dang. So in Texas, you can get married at 17. You're an adult legally in Texas. Yeah. So I was pregnant at 16 years old, and he was in the military. So my mom immediately was like, get married to get the benefits because he's in the military.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who have done that too.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and it didn't end up working out.
Mom, I shouldn't have listened to you. But when you're 16, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna listen to my mom. Because she probably knows what's best. And then you're
probably thinking like, oh, I'm going to be with him forever. Were you
right. At the time, yeah, of course, especially you're having a kid with someone, and he's a great dad. So like he was there, so I was just like, okay, I see it working out, and then eventually it didn't, and so after that, I was just like, well, I'm fine if I don't get married, like whatever, because I went through all that trauma, and so now I I didn't have that whole like getting proposed to or like getting like a real wedding. Yeah. So we never had that. It was all on paper, and that was it. And that was us being married. So I still have the fantasy. Did you get even the ring? Like the ring that I had a ring, but but like I still wanted like that whole like wedding fantasy. Yeah. And so then I was just kind of let down by that. So I was just like, you know what? I don't care if I don't, whatever. I didn't want to make it a big deal. And then now that I'm engaged, I'm like, oh no, I feel happy, like it's happening now, and like this is like now this actually feels like the real thing. Yeah. Like I'm in love, like I'm like I really see myself with a future with this man, having a kid with this man, and like actually planning a whole wedding, like the real thing, how it's supposed to happen. Is your
baby daddy gonna be invited to the wedding? Are you guys friends or no? Not like, or just cordial?
Not really. We're just cordial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we try to stay out of each other's lives. So yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Probably not.
You're not getting invited, but sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna dive into. So we're gonna do like a little segment on like I'm sure have you dated a lot before, like you're this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do fuckboy red flag.
She's like, I am a Scorpio, aren't I?
I know. I'm like,
not dated.
What?
She's like, I love them.
I've had many lovers.
Scorpios are lovers,
and each one of them I loved deeply, intensely, and passionately.
And then we'll switch from this to something else after. Okay. So, is it a red flag if he's liking and following other girls' pictures?
If it's a red flag, no.
No? Okay.
I don't think it's a red flag.
Not at all. Like, you're like, whatever. Like, if you're dating them or something, like.
I think it's because, like what I do is kind of the same thing. Okay. Like, as, like, a model or whatever on social media.
It doesn't depend, like, what they're commenting or.
Yeah, like, if they're commenting things that are inappropriate, then yes. Or, like, DMing them, then yes. You can look all day long and you can double tap. But don't comment. I mean, you can comment, but, like, don't. I feel like it's better if you don't comment. But I don't. If you like someone or like and follow, like, a hottie, like, that's fine with me.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask. So your fiance can, like, follow Instagram girls and, like their pics and stuff?
You know why? It's because we have a good, like, trust system. And it took us a long time to get there, but we're there now. And he's in the entertainment business, like, industry. Oh, yeah. So we're both kind of doing the same thing. So we, like, understand the lifestyle. And it's more of, like, business than it is, like, you know, behind each other's back. Yeah.
So you follow, like, some Instagram guys or models or stuff like that?
I probably do from, like, years ago, and, like, they just pop up and I forget that I follow them. But
will you
most
like
of them
it?
are, like, fitness guys. Like, if I see it and I like the photo, it's, like, tasteful.
Yeah,
you know?
you're just, like, going
I'll like
through,
it.
Like, okay.
But if it's, like, a thirst trap photo, I'll just skip through it.
So if your fiance likes a thirst trap photo, though, it's, like, it's okay, though?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Because I thirst trap all day long.
Yeah, you're like, duh. You're like, all your friends are liking my thirst traps. Let me make you feel better.
Yeah, all his friends are like hard eyes and stuff, and I'm just like, hey. But he's cool with it. Yeah. He takes my thirst trap photos, so you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't. I don't know. I'm like, you can't follow any girls.
Oh, really?
Or like, but I think it's because like if the trust isn't there,
right, yeah.
Then because you guys have it, even though it took you however long to get to that point, it's established now. Yeah. So when the trust, if you guys didn't have that trust, would you be like, no, like?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
I mean,
heck no,
there was a time, you know, before where he had followed a girl, and like I try not to pay attention, but like. You know, one of my girlfriends was like, oh, I saw, you know how it shows like mutual followers and whatever? Yeah. She's like, oh, like I saw that he follows this girl, and then like I go to that girl's page and then he like comment on it and like liked it. And I'm like, who is this girl? You know? So I'll get jealous, you know, it's not that I'm not jealous, but there's like a certain extent to it. So yeah.
Damn, that's a thin line.
Right.
Mama D, if you were with someone, would you be okay with them following girls, like hot Instagram girls, or like liking a girl? You said no on commenting, right, Marie? You said no commenting? Just liking.
I prefer that, no commenting. Okay. Just looking and liking.
Okay.
So my first thing is always in any relationship, no matter whether you're like open relationships, polyamorous, or monogamous, is the trust. If I'm with somebody who truly is committed to me and is 100% dedicated to our love, to being in love, to creating our dreams of family, whatever he like, and I'm an open-minded person where like I'm into threesomes, I'm into like inviting other women, having a fun time. He could flirt with someone else in front of me. A lot of things do not bother me.
Okay.
But it would be based on a trust issue because I will not allow that freedom to somebody who I'm not trusting.
Yeah.
So if we're in a space where the trust has been broken, all that freedom you were granted, you have lost it all, 100%.
Because you trust him, so it is okay for that stuff, Yeah.
And also to men, anything that you cage or chase or control, at some point is going to want to be released and run. So it's rather like I'd rather have an open fist with a man and say, if you choose to be with me, thank you. Yeah. We can go from here and create an amazing love and have a good time. Yeah. Versus he's trying to leave and I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to stay long.
It was a leg hook for me. Yeah. She's not new to this. She's done that before.
Wait, it was actually a leg lock. No, I was like, what the heck? You can't get out of leg lock. You know that, right? Once you leg lock it, he can't get out.
Yeah. Those thighs, though.
So again,
I'm not doubting.
So it is always it's always like, where are we at? Like, what's the container that are we operating in a relationship where you're choosing me?
Yeah.
And we're in an amazing space where I water you and you water me, because I have been in so many amazing relationships with people who.
I know.
It's going to be really loud on the microphones.
Okay.
Where
we're like, drink break.
Drink break. Everybody, time for a shot.
You know what? Actually, I don't think it's that loud. Like Abel said, you can't hear it that much.
No, you can. So,
I aspire to be in a relationship like that, because I'm a very open person,
right?
Especially when it comes to like sexually, and I mean, we've tried before, and then I think we tried like once or twice before, and but I was like belligerently like drunk and blacked out. And then that's where I was like, no, don't do it, because I felt it was more like a FOMO thing for me,
right?
And like, if I'm not there, like mentally, physically there, then like don't do it without me, you know. But no, it's not that
100%. I feel, and I feel with everybody, I always explain, like, you get to create your own boundaries. Mm-hmm. Everyone has, like, for me, this is how I tell people is if it's not a deep fuck yes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because that little moment of like, I'm not sure, is going to create problems, insecurities, and then bigger problems. Because I've also had friends who are like, my man's about to leave me, or oh my God, or I met this guy, I really want him, like have a threesome with me. And it boggles my mind. A man is not going to commit to you because you gave a threesome. He's going to commit to you.
Like they're doing it for him, not because they want to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Like, again, it's that chasing, the begging, the scarcity, that like the need. Yeah. And the more you're needing a man, the more he's going to resist it, versus I'm going to sit back. Yeah. And if you're coming after me, because like, I fuck with you. Yeah. I like you. I have such a great time with you. Like, you add to me, like when I look at your eyes, like you allow me to be me. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let him be him. Yeah. Until there's an issue of trust. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And but there's gonna be boundaries. Like, what am I comfortable with? Because what I'm comfortable with, she might not be with, right. And he might not be with. I'm super open with everything. And then maybe he might be like, well, okay, I'm not comfortable with this. I'd be like, okay, then like, it's something I don't have a problem with. Like, I can meet your needs. So it's really about, and honestly, this is how I feel with men. If more men were to be authentically raw with the fact that I love you, I see a future with you, but I'm going to be with the boys this weekend in Vegas, I might want to get my dick sucked. Yeah. But I want you.
I have met them, actually.
I choose to be with you, and I love you, and I'm committed to us. But I might want to get my dick sucked.
Believe it or not, I have come across guys like that who like, I wasn't dating them, but like, I was just like hanging out with them, and then they had told me like, like with someone who is their main, but they were like, but I told her like, it'll always be you. I'm the one, I'm gonna spoil you. Like, you are my girlfriend. I'm gonna post you, but just know like what I'm doing, like whatever work I'm doing, like how you said your fiance's in the industry, music industry. He's like, just know like, my lifestyle, if I'm out of town and one thing comes to another, or if I want to like link up with a girl for a second, that's just that. And like, but like the fact that they would tell them enough to be like, but I love you, I hope to marry you one day. Like, they'll never be you. Like, it's just like having fun, and it's like it'll never get messy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that's like the case. Yeah. So I understand like where she's coming from that point. But like, would you be okay with that type of thing?
What?
That situation, like if he was like, well, you're my main, but like if I'm ever out of town and I just want to like, if I'm, having fun out of town, but it'll never get serious, and I'll make sure it'll never get messy. Like, she won't hit you up.
Like more open like that.
Yeah.
I think we're not that open. Yeah. We're very committed to each other. And I'm like nothing against like open relationships. Like, like I think it's just more of like we're not interested in other people. Yeah. So, cause like we're still in like that. We're very much so like we've been together for 6 years, but we're very much so like in that
honeymoon.
Yeah, stage still, which is crazy because a lot of people are like, what?
I don't
like,
say honeymoon because
I don't know what you want to call it.
But that's all I go to because I don't know what else to call it.
I don't know what to call it.
Unfortunately, this is how people think relationships are. Okay, well, it's 1-2 months honeymoon and then misery. And unfortunately, society and the culture has taught women, okay, you're only going to be happy the first couple months, then suck it up, bitch, and be miserable the rest of your life and settle for less. Yeah. Versus, because I always say to Jasmine, my daughter, I was with her dad off and on for 12 years, and we were madly, crazy, passionately, 2-3 times a day, sex up until the day we got divorced 12 years later. So people tell me that doesn't exist. I'm like, you're wrong, motherfucker, because it does. I've experienced it. And the few relationships I've had after that, I've waited till I've met that, like, can't breathe without you. And we're literally like tongue in tongue and hugging and kissing and so enthralled in each other. There was no honeymoon. That's just how I operate.
Yeah.
That's just how I love.
What I feel like I am in with the relationship with him. Yeah. And that's why it's like, it's crazy to me because, you know, I've had my fair share of like fuck boys and whatever. And like, you know, and I've never met anyone like this person. So I'm just like, you know, I'm like, you know, when you just know.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, there's a time where we broke up before and we took a little break. And it was honestly like maybe 2 months, 3 months break. And we just realized like, you know, we can't, it's not worth it to have to like start over with someone else or like, you know, like we just get each other, we just connect, we have a great chemistry. And and it was his birthday yesterday, we were just like talking and I was kind of drunk a little bit and I was just like, you know what, like you're literally my best friend and I could talk to you about anything, like you support me in anything and everything I want to do. Yeah, we have boundaries, like there's certain things that, you know, he'll let me know that it kind of bothers him a little bit, but like I respect that because we're in a relationship. Like, you know, I care about what you think, you know. It's not like I'm gonna do everything the way I want to do it. And if you don't like it, then don't be with me.
Like, I'm not a narcissist.
It's like that when it comes to certain things, but like I obviously want to hear what you have to say. I care what you think, and because I love you and I care about you, I'm going to take that into perspective and adjust for you. You know? So I'm very happy.
Mohammed, at your wedding. Cheers.
I know.
Cheers.
I'm bringing the roofie, so I'm the only one that
grabs
the bouquet.
All your bridesmaids are passed out.
Literally.
Okay, so you said that you tried a threesome twice then, right? Kind of, or like not really?
Yeah, I have.
So, but you said like it didn't really count because you were like, okay, wait, and I stop, I'm too like fucked up. Right?
Yeah.
Kind of?
So no, I said so. We were about to. So it didn't really happen. We were about to, and then I was just like really fucked up, and I was the one that like initiated. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, I want to do this. Yeah. And then obviously he's like, okay, sure, whatever, like whatever you want. And so then I was just too drunk at that point because I used to host clubs all the time.
Oh yeah.
So at that point I was like, let me just get drunk, and then somehow like she came back to the room. I don't even remember, so I like blacked out, and then I remember we were like all naked and then that's when I like, when you're so drunk, you just like, you're done, right?
Oh yeah.
You go to sleep, you can't open your eyes no more.
I know that. No,
you're like, done.
I'm like, I'm going to sleep. Everyone else is going to sleep. Like that's me.
Yeah. So like, if I can't hang, like it's over.
Yeah.
So like, I was at that point where I was like, I can't even physically open my eyes no more. And thank God the girl was respectful, because I remember hearing everything, but I was just asleep, so I didn't see anything. But I just remember we're all naked, and then I just remember saying, don't do it. Like I was screaming, don't do it. Yeah, because it was more like FOMO for me. It was like, oh my God, I can't do anything because I'm so messed up. Okay. I have to sleep this off. But thank God, and I remember hearing everything, so thank God the girl was like respectful and was like,
seriously.
Yeah. So, and then like she left, and then me and my man just like passed out. And then the next day we're like, wait, what just happened? But like, but other than that, like I've had a threesome before him, like before we were together, and it was good.
So that's what I was gonna ask. So then that's my next question is, what are your like rules in a threesome?
Your like do's and your don'ts.
Yes. So like there's like basic standards, I guess, for people who kind of know. Like, I don't know. So what are yours?
I think it's different because like the point of like, where is it coming from? Because when I had my threesome, it was with someone else in their relationship. where I was single.
That's way easier.
Where I was invited. Oh yeah, that's definitely way easier.
I have those all the time.
But it was more. Well, with me, it was a really close friend, and I wanted to make sure my girlfriend was 100%. Like, this is what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing this because, I'm
doing you a favor.
And I'm doing you a favor, girl. Like, but I never wanted to be like, what if the man's like low key, like trying to make it all about me? I never wanted, I don't want to ruin a relationship. Right. So, but that went great.
Okay.
Their connection was great. All of our connections were great. So that was such a good time. But that was the first time that I was like, okay, so this could go well, because the first time that I did it, not with my man now, not with this couple, but like, cause I had one before. I'm like, how many times did I do?
You're like, wait.
Well, the first time I did it, it went horrible, and it was all about the other girl, and it was my boyfriend.
Oh no.
I was the one that like, let's do this, and it was all about the other girl, and it was actually his ex-girlfriend. And I was just like, yeah. And I was like trying to be open minded, like, okay, let's do this. Because it was my first time, so I was excited. And then, it was not about me. And I was like so upset. And I was just like, it just like killed my whole fantasy of what it should be.
Okay.
And after that, I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep it a fantasy, because this freaking sucks. Like,
I always explain, because I always feel like I'm like a threesome master at this. And what I always explain to people is I've had so many threesomes. Like, I'm usually the other girl, or if I'm bringing somebody in. And the one thing, if somebody was to invite me in, and it's their, it could be a stranger, or it could be like one of my best friends, or whatever it is. But the first thing this is the first thing out of my mouth every single time. Wow. If you're going to be involved in the threesome and you're the new girl, or if you're bringing the new girl in, she's going to get 98% of the attention. It's new pussy.
The new pussy, yeah.
It's just new pussy, no matter as much as he loves you and cares. Y'all buzz, you're having a good time. It's just new pussy. And if he's had the same pussy for a long time,
it totally makes
it's
sense.
new titties.
Yeah.
It's new pussy. Like he's just like a kid in a candy shop. Like, and I've known it because I've had so many threesomes. And I'm telling you, with threesome people I've been madly crazy in love. I've been like, did you even know I was in the room, bro? I'm over here.
Have you sitting there doing her nails? She's like,
are you done?
I'm glad you can you sit at least my way so I could get something left over here? Jesus Christ, like you wasn't even involved. But I've experienced it so much.
Yeah.
With when I've been invited in and when I've invited other girls in.
Oh, I see. So you've seen from both sides.
So that's the number one thing I always explain as much as I can is you cannot personalize it. It's just brand new pussy to a man.
Yeah, of course.
And he's excited.
Yeah.
It's like telling a 3-year-old, here's a lollipop, but eat your vegetables first.
Right. Yeah, but that was my first time. So when that happened to me, I was just like let down by, I'm like, because you have this like fantasy of like what it should be. And it wasn't that, and I was just like, man, I'm never gonna do this again.
But also, too, my mom has to say, like for a girl and man threesome, you genuinely like both women have to be into women sexually.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Really, it never works if you try to fake
bisexual.
it.
Yeah,
for sure have to be like really sexually into women for it to work. She's like, it never works if you're like faking it.
Yeah, because one of my friends, she's like into that, and. She said, I guess it was like a couple thing. And, her boyfriend was like, I dare you to make out with my girlfriend. And then she's like, ew. Oh. But then she was like down to have a threesome, but really she was just down to fuck him, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh shit.
Yeah. So then my friend was like, "What the hell? Like, how are we gonna do this? If,
She's like, ew. But I'll fuck your man though,
right?" So I was just like, "Oh no." But I was going to ask you, have you ever been in a situation where someone's into like cockholding?
What is cuckolding again?
I think it's when they watch. They want to watch somebody fuck their man. Or
you know what's so interesting? And mind you, I'm 45. I'm like a huge name porn star, and I've been around the world, like hired by everybody to come hang out with them. And I could honestly say I've never had that situation.
Really?
You have? What? Because I remember I dropped you off. It was in Laguna Beach. It was a married couple.
No. Like having a guy. No, having me fucking another guy while my man watches.
Well, but it still counts as you were with. He wanted to see. There was
just me and a girl show's different than a cuckold.
That's not cuckold.
No, cuckold, right? Cuckold is like me fucking another man while my man watches.
Yes. Or
vice versa.
Yeah, no, it is. It counts still. Like, so she had her way with his
No.
wife.
Or me and my man being watched by another man.
I never heard of this.
Cuckold means like it's like voyeurism, right?
Voyeurism.
Yeah.
You're just watching.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you can get off.
But you get off to it. It's like that's
you
your
know,
person, and you're watching them get.
Yeah, so I think that you have done
But
that.
cuckold's a little different. It's like your husband. It's either A, you and you're watching your wife get fucked by another man, or B, you're gonna have a man watch you fuck your wife. Versus versus being at a swinger club and just watching a group, it's different.
I don't know.
It's kind of like, so I've never been in a situation with, and honestly, none of the guys I've ever slept with have wanted their friends to watch, nor have they ever wanted me to fuck any of their friends.
Okay.
And that just happened, and it's crazy because I've had everything.
We have a girlfriend who like was like fucking someone, and he was like, oh yeah, I want my friends to fuck you. My brothers to fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Like, and that was so would that count as boy? Like,
I don't know. I was just
confused.
asking you because like maybe.
No, honestly, I've never had a man. I've never had a man ask me to, ever in my life, and I feel like I've experienced everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So it happened to me. When I was single, and it was like one of my girlfriends. She was into it, and I had no idea. I thought she just wanted a threesome. But she's like, no, like, I'm into this. And, she was like, I want my boyfriend to fuck you. And I'm going to go to the corner and masturbate and watch.
Yeah.
And I literally thought it was like a joke. Like, I thought she was like, it's a trap.
Like testing you.
Yeah. I was just like, bitch, are you serious? Like, is this what you really want?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was called either until she told me. She's like, I'm into cuckolding.
Watching your partner fuck somebody else.
So that does count of the Laguna Beach people. That's exactly what it was. I'm not gonna let that go. Like,
wait, I think it's okay. I think
no, it's not.
No. Technically,
well, they have to get off to it.
No,
right?
technically,
so he was like handling
technically
his
you're correct. Technically, you're
women.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Technically, you're correct, but I kind of feel like a girl on girl show, and then the husband's
like
watching is
guys,
like,
guys,
like that happens
that's
all the
normal
time.
stuff.
Yeah, like versus her saying, "No, you fuck my husband. I'm gonna sit over here." I'd be like,
different.
Yeah.
you're like, okay,
you're
like
right.
you're going really slow to be like, yeah, like is she okay?
Yeah.
So I always have a thing
Is
called.
this what you really want?
So I always have a thing called whenever anything like that is anything that's to me that I'm like, I'm not sure if this girl or the guy's gonna flip out. I always say, I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a safety word. The word's always orange. So anyone in the room, we all have an agreement. This is the boundaries. This is what we're gonna do. But if anyone at any time feels ever uncomfortable, you just scream orange. Everyone stops what they're doing and agrees to stop. And we're cool. We all put our clothes back on and we keep drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of times I feel like guys that aren't used to having threesomes and they're like, oh, my girlfriend's drunk and her friend's drunk, let me do it. But the girlfriend might not be like, oh, wait, now like halfway through, like, okay, now I'm getting jealous. Now, no, okay, well, I don't want him to get mad at me. Let me just sit here.
I have my friends, other friends that are like together. So like they were like she was down for a threesome with the guy and they invited a girl in. And I guess it got too much and like he was like once again paying attention to other girls. So she was like got mad and she left. And because like, like my guy friend's friends with the guy, he was like, well, my girl left, but I was like, I finished fucking her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
So
because like you're already there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, that's why I'm saying. That's why I swear, like I people need to take classes for me. So I try to explain that there has to be boundaries made before it happens. I get drunk moments; it's authentically gonna happen. But I feel at that point, like there's still women need to put a boundary, or men need to be like,
so what are your boundaries?
My woman just raced out the door and pissed off. Like, bro, put your fucking pants back up. Stop, because guess what? You can have another one. If you talk it out, see what works versus you staying there. And now she's really like, damn, like you still stayed fucking her.
Yeah.
So what are your boundaries?
I
If you were
mean,
to do it
I've
with your
never,
fiance?
we still haven't, because we've tried.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure there's going to be a point where, like,
You have to initiate, though. You
yeah,
would never
of
let. I
course.
mean, you wouldn't want him to initiate it, right?
No, he's never even brought it up.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he
yeah.
knows, like, I'm into women.
Yeah.
Like, I like all of that stuff. So it's more, and I can tell, like, it's more okay for me because he respects that, and like I see that he is doing it because of me and only if I ever ask.
Yeah.
So I like that. So it's more of like me being in control of it, which he should be fucking appreciative of.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't know what my boundaries would be because I think we've never done it. But I don't know, like going back, because I only know what I know, like what I've already done.
Yeah.
So like going back to my girlfriend,
But
and
like he
the
would
whole
have to
cuckolding
finish
thing.
with you, though, right? Or no? Like,
I
would
don't
you mind him like
know.
finishing with the other girl? Like,
I guess I never thought about it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how I would be in that situation because like going back to my friend and her man, like she was all into
yeah,
that.
everyone's so different, huh?
So
Yeah,
I'm
who
just like,
knows?
it like opened my eyes to like, okay, maybe it is kind of hot to like watch him finish with someone else, or because I initiated it, or
Yeah.
like because it turns me on or whatever. Or like, of course, if like we were going into it at that time and at that very moment, I would probably tell the girl, or as a group, like a little meeting, like, okay, so this is what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
And, like, it's okay to, like,
safer
talk.
that way.
Yeah, most definitely. You don't want to go in and then something crazy happens and then it's just
You're
a
like, "All right,
disaster.
let's have fun."
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, with my friend, like, I totally, because she's, like, one of my best friends, so I made sure, like, I didn't want her to ever think that, like, her man was, like, more into me or, like, is going to leave her because of this or whatever. So I always, like, made eye contact with her, never, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's, like, things like that.
I always say that.
You always have to pay more attention to the women.
girl.
Yep, that's what I did exactly.
Women to
because
each other.
realistically, I was thinking about myself, like, if that happened to me, I would want it to be more woman to woman than the guy and the girl, the other girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like... because I went through that experience, I kind of like realized what I would be more comfortable with. So I feel like what she put me through is kind of like what I would want too. Because like I said, I'm more into women. So I need that connection, most definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it would be more of a girl on girl thing, is like more of like a girl.
Like it's more about you, and then,
Yeah.
honey, if you get joined a little bit, I don't mind.
Yeah, because
like,
I
yeah.
told you to, like not just go at it, like,
Yeah.
know, so yeah.
Well,
I
there
guess those are,
Definitely.
I guess you guys all know what's going to happen when it does happen with me.
Okay. By the way, I've never had a threesome.
Okay.
Not even tried. I don't know. I feel like it's...
Well, first, are you like into women?
No, I mean, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
Not. I mean, like,
But
I've been drunk and, like,
okay.
made out with friends.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever thought about, like, oh, I, like, really want to, like, go further.
Mm-hmm.
But I can appreciate, like, a beautiful woman and,
Yeah.
we're drunk, we can kiss and stuff like that. But I never, like, got to that next point.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I'd probably, like, would suck at a threesome because I would not, like, I know you have to, like, pay attention to the women and, like, do stuff with them. And I, like, would not want to. So.
Well, I think I was like that too. Like at first I was like, I'm not into girls. And then all of a sudden I'm like, same thing, getting drunk, making out with my friends. And then I'm like, oh, I kind of like it though, you know?
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'm like, oh, then I'll think about like, oh, maybe we could do something more, like, but if it didn't happen, I didn't care. It's not like I was obsessed with it. But if it did happen and if it turned out good, then it was great. And then I'm like, okay. But no, I was the same way.
I love that she's like, if it was good, then it was great.
Yeah, like I was exactly the same
Yeah.
way. So now I'm like, you never know until you try. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my
keep your mind open.
I feel especially if you're in long-term relationships. Long-term relationships, that's like, I really cannot see myself ever having sex
always
with
circles back
one
to the
person the
trust.
rest of my life. Like, we need to bring somebody in. Like,
Right.
I'm going to be bored.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like my marriage, like it lasted so long. Like we had other issues. Why you want to say like we separated versus like the passion was always there. The sex drive was always high. Like that area of our life was just, everything in our life was so exciting. Always at a level high.
Sorry.
Like,
I have to use the restroom real quick.
Ready?
So just put it on her while Mama D asks her questions. Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What was I saying?
The whole trust, like,
What was it?
the whole like being in a relationship and being like,
In the marriage.
Yeah.
So, I feel like long-term relationships. Like imagine me some 20 years. Like that's a long time. And like at some point, like things like you don't want it to be routine in the bedroom.
of course.
You don't want it to be boring.
Yep.
Like, you want to keep the mystery and the kind of like
Spontaneous.
the little like,
Yeah.
come chase me or let me like just keeping it alive. The energy like at a very sensual, mysterious, but excited. Like, ooh.
Like it just happened for me to, because I had that threesome at that time, it like opened my eyes to like, okay, like it doesn't have to be boring,
Yes.
And like I'm not saying that my sex life is boring, but like I like being spontaneous.
Just more flavors.
Yeah, of course. So like, we had just started like probably like recently this past year getting into like role playing. And like I've never like done that before.
Yeah.
But of course I've watched it,
Right.
but like if I'm watching it, then maybe I'm showing a little bit of interest, but I would never like see myself do it. So then we just started like getting into role playing of like outfits and like, little chokers, like pull my choker, like while I'm crawling, like stuff like that. And that was like surprisingly really like, it was turning me on and it was like different. It was like, okay, we can like
Venture out.
be together for a long time and like still have fun.
Yes, it totally exists.
Yeah. So it makes me happy to know like there's people out there, because a lot of people are like, I don't know how you guys are doing it. You guys are been together for so long, and so I just people don't believe that it's a real thing. They're like, oh, yes, it's not gonna last, or like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you guys are been together for 6 years, and I still can't believe it because this is my longest relationship.
Right.
But like I feel it with this person,
Right.
so, and that's why I feel like I have an open mind with him, because I trust him so much.
That's the number one thing. That's the number one thing. Like, and then it's interesting because everyone like I date knows, oh my God, we're open. So the first thing that we're gonna have a threesome, I'm like, when are you gonna take me to dinner, bro? Like,
Right?
what the hell? Like, I just met
like,
you.
wait a minute.
Like, it's a privilege. Get
You're
it?
like 3 steps ahead. Hold
like
on.
that's a privilege. Like,
Yeah, of
like
course.
if there's something
that has
building,
to be earned.
it's not like, don't get me wrong. Like, and I'm just at a point where I'm not into like freaky things unless I'm in love with somebody. If we're in some kind of relationship and we're steady, I'm into like the fact that I'm so fulfilled by you. Like let's go even further and deeper. Versus like you just met me, you heard I do threesomes, like, and you were like, get your homie too.
Yeah.
No, you get your homie.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me suck his dick. You're like that.
Would you ever do it like with two guys and just you?
I'm more into women, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the idea of like a female.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I
No,
mean,
well, same thing for me. Like I've never been with two guys at one time ever in my life. And honestly, even like when I was in the adult industry shooting, like I got offered crazy money for like two guys
chose not to.
for like gang banging, all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't know. It's
You
just,
just don't like the idea.
it was just weird. It would almost feel like
It's like so not violent, but like it's so like we like.
I would actually feel like violated sexually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
like I don't know, just not the. I just feel like I try to make everything as intimate as I can so I can be in the
Yeah.
moment.
Yes.
For me, that wouldn't feel in the moment. I'd
No,
almost
of
be
course
feeling like
not.
forced, and that's just But I know other girls that are like, shit, they want to
But
gang bang the whole.
see, I'm not like that.
police
I'm very,
department.
I'm all about like
Police
very sensual, deep. I'm very like I love passionate. I love passionate sex.
See, Scorpio.
Like I said, like I'm simple, but like I need to have like a deep meaning
depth,
to it.
yeah.
Like most definitely, like if I don't have like chemistry with you, and then like you just want to do all this freaky stuff, like no, like you don't deserve this from me.
Oh my god,
like,
biggest turnoff ever.
Yeah.
Like I'll literally be like, Did you just say that? Like,
Yeah.
I'll just block and not even respond.
Yeah.
I'm just like blocked. Like,
It's like, how dare you? Like, you know, like
yeah.
you gotta
weird.
earn that spot. You can't just come in like demanding shit.
Here I am. Okay, you're God.
So the next, okay, so we definitely covered the threesome. So the next red flag is
while.
like, what if someone doesn't want to like give you head? Like, you know, have you ever met a guy that's like, oh, I don't eat girls out?
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's
we're
a
not dating.
must.
I'm
I'm like, get the
I'm-
fuck out of here.
We're not
Who
dating.
Are you?
Can't-
I've never actually came across it,
Ever.
but I've heard a lot of people who have. So I'm like, is that a red flag? Would that have been a red flag? If he's like, no,
Oh
I don't do
yeah,
that.
most definitely.
You would have been like, what? The
I would have been like, so why are we talking? Like, you know, like,
No, I've met a lot of. I've been on like a lot of first
a lot of
second
my
dates,
friends
your
too
dick
have-
and they're
sucked,
just like, "Are you gonna suck me?" And I'm like, "Are you gonna go down on me?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna either."
exactly.
I'm like, and I'll be like, "Go ahead, just
it's
stick it in," and they're
give
like,
take, like,
okay, like, and they'll try and name me the next day, like get my head and push me down. I'm like, what? Are you gonna
see,
lick
like
it?
for me, it's
No.
more of like who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you know, like, you think you're above me because of that? Like, no.
I'm like, first of all, if you're gonna pay me, how much we talking about?
You're like, that's a
Now
different
it's a
story.
business
Yeah,
It's a
opportunity.
whole
okay.
different distinction.
Yeah, when it's business, is different. All right.
Okay, but red flag, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely a red
Huge.
flag.
I can't. Yeah, I've had friends that said that. I'm like, I can't even understand that type of thing. What about if like, okay, if a guy doesn't want to like, have you ever like, is your thing like, are you down to have sex on your period?
Love it. Love
It's
it.
not that I love it.
But like, you're open.
I'm
you're
open
like, yeah,
to
sure.
it, like if I'm in the moment, because you know when like women are on their period, sometimes more than likely they're horny.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more horny when I'm on period. But it's like I don't love it and I don't hate it. I'll do it if I'm into it, but if I'm like not in the mood, like you're hitting me at the wrong time, it's not gonna happen.
You're like, no, nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like day one, no. Like days of the cramping.
It's like the end of the
and your
days.
back hurts. And you're just like, oh, like shit. Like I just want to sleep all day.
But
Is
some
one
guys
thing.
love it, which is crazy.
No.
I've never.
I
had
personally
anyone say
love
no
it.
to. Like I've literally been like, I'm on my period. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, it's my
Most
heavy.
guys
No, I'm like,
are
it's
like,
my
I don't
heaviest
care.
day.
No,
And guys don't
And they're
care.
like, we put a towel down. They
Right,
put a towel
exactly.
down. I'm
I feel like
They're
that's a
ready, they
whole.
know.
That's a whole different intimacy. A man that's like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm a man.
Yeah.
It's just
But is
blood,
it
no
though?
big deal. And
I
I'm just
mean,
like, oh
You
my
think that
god.
makes it more intimate? I think, so. Like you
Maybe-
just said, a lot of guys don't care.
Yeah, they
I
don't
think it
care.
just feels like because like you're just a freak, like you're nasty, like no
Yeah,
matter what
it's
I
like,
am,
you're
like you're just
nasty.
down for me.
Yeah.
So that makes me like,
Maybe,
ooh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Like you're a freak. Like he don't give a fuck if I'm smelly, for my period. he just wants
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
craving me so bad. Like he's like, what's blood?
I
don't
mean,
give a fuck.
I
Come
see
here.
that. Like, that's kind of hot. Yeah.
That's so hot. I'm like,
Yeah.
But
But, like, for me, I'm like,
And you want to
I don't love it. Oh, is there questions?
Oh, yeah.
How many viewers we
Okay.
have right now? Lots some comments.
okay, let's see.
Read.
Oh my god, okay, I gotta read this.
Oh, I think she's tipsy, so Ava, you might have to read it.
Have you ever eat? Okay, hold on.
Oh, also too because she has like, she's getting to that age where she can't see up closer. Oh, far away.
I've noticed that I started doing that on
no,
my phone.
I'm not
I'm
even
like,
trying to throw shade. Like I took her to my eye doctor because I got LASIK.
oh,
So like
okay.
she already put the deposit. She has to figure it out though, but like she's gonna get like that
So it's
full
worth it.
where it's close and far away.
So it's worth it to get LASIK.
yes,
I'm at the point where
Oh.
I'm like, I'm in denial of like getting
it's like
glasses.
I should have like that was the first number one thing that anyone if anybody's
When did you
listening,
do that?
before the pandemic, like what 2
Oh,
years
recently.
ago?
Okay. And it was a good
It is the
expe-
best freaking thing I could have ever done.
Wow.
Like I wish I would have did that sooner.
I want to do it now.
I have
No.
not. I forgot the days of contacts. Like I literally feel like I was born like this.
The last like
Tom,
5
nothing you wanna
years, I'm
answer.
like squinting more and more and
Dude,
more.
oh, good. You should go to my doctor. He's in Sherman Oaks. He's freaking.
Oh my God,
and
send me
he,
his info.
Oh, and he gives you a discount.
his
A
info.
Hi,
yes,
Lundy
I will.
Bundy.
He gave me a really good discount
Okay, send me his
for
info.
in social media. Shout out. And,
I think I'm just in denial of like.
But go to my
having
and he
the-
also gives you. What does he give you? Percocet? No. Mama D. Mama D. What?
Oh wait, we have dinner, right?
Yes.
Where- how far is it?
Like 3-5
Oh,
minutes.
we're good.
Wait, what is the pill that my eye doctor gave me for LASIK that and I took 2 of them?
It was a Valium.
Oh, Valium. He gave you 2 Valium. So I'm like, but you make sure if you do.
Wait,
go,
it was crazy.
Earlier.
She was immune to a whole freaking Valium. The first one.
You were
It's
immune?
because you're really nervous. You know, like I'm like, it's your eyes. So you're like, ah,
She's just like, I don't have nothing.
You see it, right?
yeah, and I'm like, all right. And I've seen Final Destination. We've all seen it.
No, she legit, like 30 minutes in, she was still like, and I'm like, you don't feel anything? She's like, I don't feel nothing. I was like, holy shit. So doctor gave her another one and she still went in. She's like, I still don't feel nothing. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, you have 2 volumes. So by the time it was like a 7-minute surgery, babe, the whole thing was done 7 minutes. She came out. Now the doctor's sitting her down telling her about the after effects and you see her going, woo.
Oh my God.
I'm like, an hour late.
Yeah,
it hits
it
her.
was late.
I think it's just all of the like
But I would,
how you're feeling, yeah.
But I will definitely send you that info because you have to schedule. That reminds me of your appointment, by the way.
Oh my God, can we do it together?
Yeah, you guys just have to pick like a date at any time this year. She has her
Oh, and the
deposit,
place she goes to, they give like 30% off social
told her
media
that. I told her
influencers.
that.
Huge.
Love it.
Like she got
I'm
a
in
huge
denial
discount.
right now. Like I will not go get my eyes checked.
So do you wear
but
contacts?
I know, no.
Oh,
I wear like
yeah.
color contacts.
but
but like
not,
I can
vision.
tell like it started from like driving.
Oh,
And I'm
okay,
like,
yeah.
you
That's
know,
where
the-
it
the
begins,
lights are-
driving at night.
Yep,
It's
and
like
now-
they're all like one big light.
Right. So that happened, and I'm like, okay, like I'm getting there, whatever. And then now I'm like squinting. I find myself squinting more
Yeah.
and more and more. I'm like, okay, I need to freaking go. So LASIK is the way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
Shout out CCRS LASIK in Sherman Oaks.
Hook me up.
For sure.
Tell them that Jasmine Chiquita sent you.
Yes.
we got it. Okay. All right. So the last thing we said was if someone doesn't give head, that's for sure red flag. And then like, all right, what if like they call you the wrong name by accident during sex, or have you guys done that? Like either or.
No, I don't think we've ever done that, but that is crazy.
I have.
Really?
I'd
be like, wait, what?
I've done it.
Would you stop? Would you be like, no, just we're done. We're not
Wait,
having sex. Or would you be like, ignore it? And you're like, okay, whatever. You're bad.
It would still be in the back of my head though.
I've
I
done
would not
it.
be able to finish.
I've done it after, because when I'm in a committed relationship, I'm literally really committed.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm with somebody for a long period of time, and the only name that's ever come out of my mouth for 5 or 6 years is this person's name, and I start dating somebody new, and I might, because of habit, I might be like, it'll probably only happen the
makes
first
sense.
3 months of dating somebody new, because I'm so used to the last 5 or 6 times
Even when
somebody
you're
else's
arguing,
name.
you're like, oh, wait. And you're like,
no,
oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's happened to me before.
Yeah,
with
so it
arguing.
has,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So like I've accidentally been like,
And they're like, wait,
How
what?
did
And then
he
they get
react?
even more mad.
He
it
got-
wasn't with him, but it's similar because they were both started with J.
and
then I was just
even
like,
if it sounds similar. It's like the close enough.
Yeah.
For me, it's always like the arguing part.
Yeah,
Not
it's the
really
arguing.
The sex,
Not
but
the sex.
it would for me to always be the arguing. We're like, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, you're just like, oh shit. And then they get even more mad. But like for the sex, I'm not a name person. I'm more of a babe, or I'm more of like a papi, or like, like that stuff. So the name part in the sex never really messed me up.
You're like, I don't even need to know your name.
I'm like, babe.
oh, during sex.
You're all baby.
I've
like,
never.
yeah,
No,
sorry.
it could have been
Okay,
either.
and then
either
sex,
way.
I've never, ever.
But arguing,
Arguing,
It happens all the time
100%,
with because it's in habit. Yeah.
Whoever the last person was, the minute like the adrenaline pumps, that person's name.
Exactly.
It says for so
Literally,
long,
though,
my body
yeah.
goes straight to that person's
of course.
name.
Yeah.
Versus even though somebody new in front of me, my body's triggered by anger. Doom, this person's name's gonna flap my mouth, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
damn, damn it, god damn it!
Yeah,
I can't go to the
yeah.
corner of the room myself and sit here.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. Then the next red. Oh, you didn't even read anything. Wait,
we
Mom
get
didn't
questions?
No, there was no questions.
Oh, okay.
There was
Oh,
just,
just like
dumb
comments.
comments.
And stuff?
Okay, okay.
Oh. Okay, so another red flag. If he nuts in you the first night that you hook up with him.
He a hoe. He for
he
the
what?
streets. He for the streets.
If he messaged?
Nuts, like finishes inside you. Like if you
Oh,
guys
if,
are doing.
if he nuts. Okay.
the first
Is that
time
a red
ever being
flag?
with
Is
you.
that a red?
Oh, that's a
why
red
not
flag.
Before though, right? Like,
I
it's
said
like,
he's
okay,
for the
so you-
streets and he a hoe.
My first
Yeah.
impression was like,
No,
so
yeah.
you're not inside everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, so you don't even have like, you don't even want to pull out.
Yeah,
Like,
You didn't ask if I'm birth control.
Yeah.
nothing.
You didn't ask me if I'm into abortion.
Have you ever had that by the way before?
anything.
Like that's when you were single or something, or never?
I think every guy I've been with pulled out
Okay.
without me having to say pull out. you know.
Which is good though. Yeah, that's
The only time that ever happened inside of me was because I said, "Come at me."
You're like, I got carried away.
Yeah, I'm like, I was into the moment.
No, I've had it so many times, and literally I'll be like, "You just," and I'll say it because I feel like my age not speak up. I'm like,
because I think guys automatically think that you're on birth control.
But
that's disrespectful to
crazy
me.
though.
But it's the fact
like do you not believe in it? Like, or not that it doesn't work, but like, do you not take any? Have you ever been?
I'm not on birth control. I actually got pregnant on birth control. So I don't like. I'm like,
which one? So we can warn our audience.
This was a long time ago. It was like Yaz or something.
Yasmin.
Oh,
yeah, that was
my mom said that one makes you lose weight. I'm like, I want to get on that.
So I took that when I was, in high school.
Like 20 years ago I took it,
And I think they had a recall on it not too long ago. And of course, I got pregnant on it.
I got pregnant quite a few times in my 20s.
So, yeah, that was the only time I was on it. And then, but at the same time, no. I haven't been on it since. My daughter's 12 years old.
Method.
It's always pull out method.
It works.
So it really does work.
Firm believer too.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer.
Firm believers.
Yep.
But it's just like that split second where they're late.
Yep.
Then they're not. Then it's.
There's times where I'm like, "Did you?" He's like, "Almost." I'm like,
You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like I've taken so much. What is it called? The contraception. Plan B.
Oh.
I've taken it so much that I like fucked my body up to where I can't get pregnant no more.
The funniest thing is that like one time, like not even one time, like all the time. Like, okay, so one time me and my mom were like, I don't know, it was like we were in a hotel somewhere and then like we opened up a drawer, like literally we were
in a
staying
hotel?
somewhere. Yes. And like I don't think they checked the Bible door. Like there's that door with the
There's
Bible
always
in?
a Bible, and I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
So no, I kid you not. Like we happened to open because we wanted to put stuff in there. We opened it up. It was a Bible, a can of chef spaghettios. What are those called?
Oh, that's
What?
SpaghettiOs.
Spaghettios.
Okay.
And next to it was
Those are bomb, by
and
the
next
way.
to it was condoms or Plan B. We were like, well, they had one hell
That
of a
sounds
night.
like a great night because I love spaghetti, especially when I'm drunk.
I'm like, they're probably like trying to open it. And like, okay.
You're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just fuck.
No, but
That is so funny.
But yeah,
And they just left it there?
I don't know. I feel like I opened it and I'm like, what is?
Maybe like the maid like totally like they don't really open it.
Because nobody like, I mean, no offense, but everyone, but like usually nobody really opens the Bible drawer. And if you see it, you just push it back in. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
No, literally, you're like, oh God, close the drawer.
It's like, fuck, I'm about to fuck in like an hour. Like he's on his way. Like,
She's like, well, let me put my lube and my condoms in there and my Plan B. But yeah. But that reminds me of that time.
that is so funny.
whoa,
oh my
like-
gosh, you're just like, can I
we
switch rooms?
I think we posted a story on that too.
We
but
did.
People were like, "Oh, that's crazy." And okay, but I have my last couple questions.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather have sex in your childhood bedroom or your childhood living room? I guess that's an easy one.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say living room because I started laughing when you said childhood bedroom because I didn't really have like my own bedroom.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in the hood, like
Yeah.
so like I'm from Long Beach, so like we always, like we weren't
LBC.
so we weren't like well off or anything.
Yeah.
So, I came from like literally nothing.
Like you shared a room with other siblings.
Yeah, I actually shared a room with my mom. My sister had her own bedroom. And I shared a room with my mom. I had like the twin size bed, like real tiny in the corner. And my mom had like her queen size bed on the other side. And
little like toddler Barbie bed.
Yeah, literally.
I
It was like
love that
it was
one.
like a daytime bed where it like
Yeah.
opens up into like another
Oh, that's actually
another bed,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then like we never opened it up.
Oh.
Or like I didn't have another mattress to put it there, but like I had like a little twin size bed, and so I never really had my own bedroom until like I got my own apartment. So I want to say living room.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather shop for sex toys or lingerie?
Ooh, I think I have more fun with lingerie. Because there's like I'm more open to different types of lingerie.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm like fairly new to sex toys. I just got my first sex toy during COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
Because like people can't travel at that time, and then
yeah, you're
I got my
alright.
first sex toy in COVID, and I was like, okay, And now I have like a list growing. Like I have
Yeah,
like
no,
a
I
little
know what I
collection
want.
now.
No,
I'm like,
I
damn it.
Everyone's talking about that little rose. Remember
is it?
Annalise said it was like that little rose sucky thing?
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, I heard
it
that,
like
like,
sucks your
my
clit or
friends
whatever.
I
That's
just
like
heard.
her
You know what's
favorite.
interesting? I shot the other day with a girl named Miss Salsa, and I went into my toy box, and I remember recently just cleaning it out and just throwing away a whole bunch of shit that I because I haven't used them in a very long. I don't use them anymore for the fact that I don't want my clit to be desensitized.
Dude,
So-
I
Real
totally
thing.
feel you.
And it happens. So I haven't used toys probably like 5 or 6 years because I would rather be able to get off with my man.
Exactly.
But I was like, damn, it was me and her. So I'm like, let me see what I could find in there. And I have companies that send me free stuff. So we had boxes of random stuff. So one of them was, it looks kind of like a hammer, but
hammer?
yeah, it looks like a hammer, but the hammer has a hole in it, like a pretty big hole. And I was like, it was so random.
But it looks
and-
like a hammer.
But you know what it is? It's a suction cup. So it looks like a
that's what
hammer.
it
You
is.
just
but
hold
the
it,
hole.
and it sucks it. And I was like,
I think
suck
like
it
if,
is
from
that
what
was
I've
so
heard,
weird
if
to
you're
me.
single, I'm sure like that's cool, and like or once in a while.
Even if you're
like,
not single, I'm telling you, I've had the best orgasms with
but that's
vibrators
the issue though,
ever.
because like
Same.
one of our other friends that we both know, and she's married, said that she had to stop using the wand, which is like
I don't have a one.
Yeah, but I heard like
Oh,
no,
yeah.
she said no. She said like she had
because
to.
that's all on your clit,
No,
right? Like
that is like the supercharger of all supercharger. It's like
the one that looks like a microphone.
yes, and
Yeah.
that shit goes on like the fastest you could possibly
Yeah.
believe.
See, no, I can't. Do
And
that.
no man's finger or tongue will ever get to that
No,
level.
but like and she's married, and she said like literally like her man couldn't not get because she was like like you're like fuck
All
my
the time.
husband, I want this, you know what I'm saying, like, and she had to stop because it was like she literally had to stop using it because she's like
That's
like
crazy.
you
No, but
always
I
become
totally-
numb, like
I
you're like
believe that.
like you like they can't please you anymore, and it's just
Yeah.
like oh my god, like
That
and it's like
sucks.
yeah.
No, I totally believe that.
hi, Beanie Weenies.
But yeah, that's like a desensitizing is a real thing, huh?
Are
Like,
you more of like a vibrating?
So I've actually
Up there or
no,
down
I've
there?
literally never. Okay, so I've never ever used. No, I mean I guess I've tried to use like a cock ring.
Okay.
On my boyfriend, but that's not
But
like
that's
a
different.
That's not you,
no,
yeah.
That is so different.
I've
That's
tried
more
to
for
use-
them than it is for you.
Oh yeah, so I've tried
Yeah.
to use that, but besides that, I've never actually used the actual toy.
You're missing out, girl.
Because what I've heard, I feel
She's
like
not London who?
I'm like, let me send you one.
I
What's
feel
your
like-
address?
I feel like because like I hear like that once you get used to that, it's like they don't. It's not the same as like.
Well, I
It's
guess it's
true.
preference because, like, for me, I'm more of like the intercourse in and out type of person.
Oh, okay. So that's how you climax.
That's how. Well, I both.
Well, I think for her, remember, she's a Scorpio, so it has to be a connection.
Yeah. So
She wants
like,
to feel you
so I want
in the
and
depths of
out,
her.
and like like I'll use my hands too.
Right.
But like I like that, but I don't like when it comes to toys. I don't like something going in you and staying in you. I don't like that. I need movement and like at the top, like your clit. Like, cool, I can play with it for a second, but like it's too much for me too.
Oh, okay.
So I need
okay.
more of like the in and out.
So you are
then-
like you're like the small percentage that can get off from the inside,
What do you mean?
like the penetration. Like you
Yeah,
need,
I
like,
need penetration.
See, I'm like
I 100%
I-
need
I
penetration.
can't. Like I literally, no matter who it is or however, I never have been able to. It always has to be like clit while inside.
Really? Well, I like that too. That's like
Yeah.
ultra climax for me. But
Yeah.
penetration, I think I could last longer with just penetration. But obviously, if I do both, then it'll happen quicker.
And
I
like
feel this, I
and
call him.
But also, I asked all my friends. because- no, but really, because of, like at first it's like sometimes like guys will make you feel like, oh, well, that's weird, like because all these other girls, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, yeah, well, not me. Like this is like
Yeah.
how I get pleasure.
It's not normal though. A lot of women cannot come through penetration.
No, and then that's
like
what I'm saying. Like I did my own
80%.
my own little questionnaire with like my
Oh,
friends.
I
on their
gotta
own.
do both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
I enjoy penetration. Like
So
it
I have two
definitely adds
words
to it.
for women.
Okay.
So if someone's penetrating me and hits the G spot, I will have a orgasm.
It's different, right?
Right? Now
Okay.
versus him eating me out, right? Or me like riding him and rubbing my clit, I will come.
Yeah.
Like once I'm coming and I'm like, fuck, I'm coming. Like
you're shaking.
Yeah, like I'm shaking and then that's it. Like I'm done after that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can fuck me, cool, but I'm just like limp.
You can't come no
Versus
more.
like
Yeah.
if he does no clitoral stimulation
You
and then he's
going.
fucking me inside, I'm like, okay, cool. Like it feels really good. I'm enjoying it. I can have an orgasm when he hits
That's
the
like
G
me.
spot.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you can't have,
But
an
it's not
orgasm
a
until...
cum.
Wait, but you said he has to hit the G spot inside. Is what you're saying?
So G spot is orgasm,
Uh-huh.
like what you're saying.
Yeah, no
and
matter
then-
what.
only vaginal.
Yeah.
And then
like
clit
clit
is
is
different.
is like
Like you're
coming.
coming.
Like
Where you're
shaking,
shaking. You're like,
like what
oh
happened to me last
my
night.
God.
So anyway,
interesting.
yeah.
Would you rather kiss your ex or kiss
No.
your enemy? Or your enemy. Kiss your ex or like, I guess like a
What's
girl
an
you don't
enemy
like?
mean?
Like a girl. I mean, I don't know if it was like...
Oh, I would much rather kiss an enemy than an ex.
I would rather kiss an ex
Yeah,
any
it's
day.
because it's because
No, because you want all your exes back.
yeah.
No,
see, for me,
no,
all
not
of,
all of
me
them.
and all
Yes,
of my
you do.
exes
No, I do not.
are like, we're at
Really?
war, so
Oh.
I just can't.
I don't know. I kind of like the rough makeup sex.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, this happened to me a few times, and then it still ends up like
you
turns
rather-
out that they're fuckboys still.
Oh yeah,
not
they don't
much
change.
Yeah.
They don't change.
Like, oh, you're just a
They're
fuck,
good
but-
for one thing.
Yeah.
Would you rather never wear underwear every day or never wear a bra every day?
Bra, 100%. Bra.
wish
I
could pick
concur.
Both. I feel like I usually do both. If I had to pick
I never wear a bra.
bra. Yeah, I'd pick bra too.
Yeah.
For
I think
sure.
we're so used to underwear that like bra is just so uncomfortable. Like it's
They really.
you just feel
the
like it's like
straps just
you can't
hurt my
breathe
shoulders.
and yeah.
Okay. Would you rather watch porn every night forever or never watch porn again?
Never.
I would watch porn all the time.
I will
Every
never.
Really?
Okay, so you.
I think because I know everybody in him, it's just so
Yeah,
fake to
it's
me.
you know everybody. I can't even imagine.
Like I
you.
literally, if I'm gonna look at something, it honestly, I have
has to be
videos.
someone you've never
No,
seen.
I have videos of somebody of me that I've been with that we've recorded it.
Oh, 'cause
that
you've-
I was in that moment and remember how fucking amazing it felt.
You're
That
like,
that'll
oh,
get me
shit,
out because
like,
it was
turns you
real.
on.
Versus like me seeing the plumber coming in fucking one of my best friends. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Here we
Like-
go again.
And I'm like, I've seen her 100 times naked. I'm not turned on by
One
it
of
in
my
any way.
girlfriends that I've known for a long time, she had just started doing like porn and like she could like grew really quickly and then she like got out of it and stopped. But it's like crazy because like I've never seen her like that. So I would like watch it and I'd like kind of get off and I'm like, this is kind of cool. But like actually know her.
Yeah. No, I've had some of my girlfriends be like, I'm with a friend right now and your porn's on the TV right now. I just want to share that with you. You have a pretty pussy. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm like, awkward. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Like I appreciate it.
Would you rather get your hair pulled or get choked?
Choke.
Ooh, choked.
I hate my hair pulled.
I kind of like it, but I like being choked better. Most
100%.
definitely. I'm like, take your hand and put it here. Like
I
I'll like
love
guide
it,
their hand
yeah.
and put it here. You know.
There's something about my hair being pulled. Like,
And then
I
also,
hate it. I hate
I have short
Yeah.
hair right now, but I usually have extensions. So I'm like, no, don't touch my hair.
I feel like in a certain way, but I feel like men are so strong. They don't realize their
No,
grip
they
is
don't.
their grip is like 10 times ours. So when they're pulling it, you're like they're twerking my neck out and
Yes.
they're pulling it this
And
way.
then you can't
they're
arch
just
no
like,
longer.
You like that? And I'm like, wait, I'm cramping.
You're like, it hurts.
Okay, wait. I have to ask you: have you ever
Okay.
faked an orgasm?
Yes. Not with my man, but yes.
yeah, but
yes,
but
yes.
why? I'm curious.
Because I wanted it to end.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
like so.
There's
your
only one
acting skills-
reason.
but did your acting skills come into play? You
Oh,
were
I'm
like,
good faking it. I'm so good. I'm like acting. I'm like shaking and everything, and it's like so fake.
You're like, that was the best.
I'm like, oh my god, that was so hot. And then I'll like go to the bathroom and be like, I'm rolling my eyes. Like,
You're
I'm
like,
like,
I could
thank
have been
God
watching
it's over.
Netflix.
Right? I'm like, ugh,
Some
food
hot
would probably
chocolate.
food would give me an orgasm before this man could.
Okay, and then all right. So this is the last one. Have you ever joined the Mile High Club?
No, I haven't, but that would be so hot.
I haven't
is
had
so hot.
sex on a plane. I have given someone a blowjob and a hand job,
That's hot.
My friends have done that, like hand jobs.
but
on the plane.
I haven't figured out yet like how
To do it without
to
getting
have
hot.
sex on a plane. So
The bathroom is so fucking tiny.
it would
So
have to be
tiny.
first
It would
class
not be too comfortable.
at night because they're like they're like lay down
She's not
beds.
even figuring it out.
No, literally, like one of the last people that like I dated, and we were traveling, and we were like going international, so we had business class, but they had a fucking stupid like center divider
like
between
the thing
us.
between y'all, yeah. Mhm.
But Emirates,
Yeah.
Emirates,
You
which
could, like,
goes
lay down.
to Dubai, they has they're lay down beds too.
Yeah.
But they have every other 2 seats where married couple you can come in as a couple. So there's no
Oh,
center
I didn't know
divider.
that.
It's 2 seats though, but they both lay down so you could
Together.
cuddle.
So do they know that like people be fucking? Probably they have to
I mean,
know.
I
would.
of course. But every time I've been
I
single,
would.
every time I've ever been to Dubai. So, but every
okay.
time I be watching like the married couples, I know they're not doing nothing, but the fact that there's no center divider, they can like hug and watch TV in front
Do
of
you
them,
have
and I'm
any
like,
trips coming. Like, can you travel with us? I'm like, let's be like travel buddies,
Yeah,
all
I'm
of
so
us.
down.
Do you have any
Well,
trips?
It just
planned
sucks
this
because I'm
year?
literally about to start school. So
Oh,
I start
okay.
school at the end of next month, but
Well, maybe we could do like a
little
us. We could do
weekend
like a
trip.
weekend
Yeah, I'm so
Dallas
down.
trip.
oh my god, that'd be so awesome.
And I've seen you post all your stuff, like your dinners and everything, and I'm like,
that's
that
like
looks so fun.
that's my thing. I'm such a foodie, especially out there. There's so much good food in Dallas, and it's really upcoming. So I will say it's a wannabe LA. Even my man say that because he's from LA, so he's like, I see it, like I see it everywhere. But like that's as close as I can get to is like city, and I like love the city, but I'm also like kind of like I appreciate the country life, the simple suburban life. So I appreciate that too. Dallas is definitely like LA, but like on the chill side.
Okay.
So
What about Houston? Would you want to do Houston? Only because I always hear all my friends talk
I
about
love
Houston.
Houston. Houston is definitely like because
More
you always hear it.
party?
Yes, because you
Yeah.
always hear it in songs. Like Drake talks about Houston all the time. So more party and definitely more foodie.
Okay.
More of like the foodie type.
How
of
far is
people.
it from me? Like driving or flying?
Driving is it's like LA to Vegas, so it's like a 4-hour drive.
Okay, so we'd
3,
have to like
4.
plan with you like a
And then
Houston,
like a 35-40 minute flight. I fly all the time, and
okay,
people think
okay.
I'm so spoiled, and I'm like,
Okay, well, we have to
you
coordinate.
think I'm gonna drive for 4
'Cause
hours?
honestly, like I watch all your stuff. I'm like, you know how to have fun. I'm like, you're my type of girl.
I
like,
appreciate the finer things in life.
yes.
So, yeah.
I'm like
Oh, come
dinnering,
visit me.
drinking. I'm like, we'll get
Yes.
it done. Like, and I also want to go to Nashville. Have you ever been there?
I'm so down. I've never been, but I'm
You should
so and I have a girlfriend
go.
out there that
Let's
just
do it.
moved out there.
Okay. We should definitely do that. We'll figure it out. And then, all right,
Yes.
everyone, thank you so much for being with us, listening to this, getting real, getting
You
raw.
guys enjoyed.
And we're going to tag, please follow Marie. And we will be back soon enough. We're going to travel with her, get a
Yes,
travel
that'd be
vlog.
so fun.
And then we're going to tag in her swim activewear line. So shop that. It'll be releasing in a month. Thank you so much. Comment, like, share this video. Show her some love. Show me some love.
I'll share it.
And enjoy your Thursday night.